Faith Evans. And like, once I look at Faith, I never thought Faith respected Biggie. Top of the morning, Derek. Top of the morning, brother. Faith never respected Biggie Smalls, man. It was just a play. That's all that was. That was a play. It was just a play. Like, I don't even know how long it was before Faith went to Stevie J. Like, I don't even know how long Biggie passed away before she moved on. She went to his best friend, his friend. That tells you. She slept with Pac. I believe that too. She slept with Pac. Faith was unfaithful. How about that? She was just with him for the money. Faith knew Biggie was gonna blow. Faith knew Biggie was a winner. She was there for the money. Well, Faith Evans is being sued by the estate of Biggie Smalls' mother. Did y'all know Biggie Smalls' mother estate is suing Faith? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. It's insane. Let's talk about it. Lil' Kim loved Big more than Faith. That fact. Lil' Kim was a rider. Lil' Kim was a rider. So according to the lawsuit filed by Biggie Smalls' mother's estate, Violetta Wallace, according to the suit, Evans is accused of misconduct in connection to a major deal involving Biggie's music catalog. That was done under the notorious B.I.G. LLC. For context, the LLC is split 50-50 between the As Soon As I Get Home singer and Biggie's mother. So they had a 50-50 split through this LLC. Green screen. Let's get you up out of here. Let's get the trolls out of here. It's 5 in the morning. And y'all trolling. Y'all need help. Let's get those like buttons up. Smash the like button. You come into the building. You know what I'm saying? Bonjour les, comment allez-vous? Bonjour. Bonjour les, comment allez-vous? That's French. You ain't know I know that. I know a lot of things, okay? So according to the suit, Evans is being accused of misconduct in connection to a major deal involving Biggie's music catalog that was done under the notorious B.I.G. LLC. For context, the LLC is split 50-50 between the As Soon As I Get Home singer and Biggie's mother through her Violetta Wallace Revocable Trust. However, just before Wallace's passing in February, you remember, Biggie mother died in February. She negotiated a sale in which prominent music producer Primary Wave would get a 50% stake in the estate, which was valued at $200 million. Wow. Wow. Let me read that again for y'all. Just before Wallace's passing in February, Faith negotiated a sale. So Faith is negotiating a sale without telling the Wallace estate. She negotiated a sale in which a prominent music publisher, then you got the publisher's company, Primary Wave, would get a 50% stake in the estate, which was valued at $200 million at the time. So you got to think about it. Biggie's gone. His mother's gone. Faith is in the clear. Faith like, okay, I got all this money now. You know what I'm saying? So she's negotiating without telling the Violetta Wallace estate. Come on, man. And And the deal she negotiated was 200 million. Stevie J, yeah, definitely. Cause look how long it took Diddy to give up Biggie's publishing to his mother. Yeah. Now, now was Diddy had Biggie publishing for like at least close to 2 decades. 2 decades he had Biggie's publishing, squeezing out every kind of funds, every kind of, you know, man. Then it took for the Locks to get on the radio, and for Styles P at the end of that argument they had with Diddy, for Styles P to say, "Yo, you still got your Ace Boon Coon publishing. You wouldn't even give his publishing to his mother. You still got your Ace Boon Coon publishing." So you're right about that. But check this out. Now that the deal has been finalized, Wayne Barrow, trustee of the Wallace estate, is alleging that Evans is improperly and wrongfully withholding proceeds from the sale in an attempt to do a takeover. So they're saying Faith is ready to take over. Faith did this sale. Faith Evans negotiated this sale and kept them out. She's taking all of the money, which they had a 50-50 split. Remember, they had a 50-50 split between Faith and the Wallace estate. So she is doing deals without even breaking them in, without even telling them. So now they have to sue her. Now that the deal is finalized, you know, like this ain't no premature deal. This deal was finalized, signed, everything. That John Hancock's is all over the work. Now that the deal has been finalized, Wayne Barrow, trustee of the Wallace Trust, is alleging that Evans is improperly and wrongfully withholding proceeds from the sale in an attempt to do a takeover. Come on, man. Evans has distributed sale proceeds to Tayana, that's Biggie's daughter, CJ, and presumably to herself, Barrow said in the suit. She, however, has wrongfully withheld the trust shares of the proceeds in the amount of, then they redacted the number. She has also refused to provide Mr. Barrow with a copy of the assets purchase agreements. Exactly. I want to see the paperwork, the assets purchase agreement, because you giving Biggie kids, you probably could give them crumbs. You, this deal was valued at 200 million. 200 million. And you only gave Biggie's 2 kids. What about his the Wallace estate, which got to have the majority of the money, which, you should be getting what, 30%, but you get 50-50. You get half of that man's money for the rest of his life. And now that Miss Wallace is gone, you know, now that Miss Wallace is gone, let's go here. Yeah, now that Miss Wallace is gone, it's like, it's nasty work. Greedy, stingy. You was already set up for the rest of your life. You was already set for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Let's not play around. Faith ain't had to do nothing. She was set. Now she doing deals, cutting out the other parties. Come on, man, that's sneaky stuff. That's sneaky stuff. The suit also claims Evan played little to no role in the management and day-to-day operations of the LLC. So even the suit said, you ain't do nothing in the day-to-day role of this LLC. And it said it failed to provide necessary documents and essentially keep Barrow in the dark. So they withheld documents. They failed to provide documents that could keep the Wallace estate in the dark. They doing this on purpose. They hiding the numbers. That's plain. I am hiding the numbers. I don't want you to see how much this. You know what I mean? That is shady business. on her part. As a result, he has now taken the legal action to ensure the state gets its portion of the proceeds and that Evans be removed as the manager of the LLC. Oh wow. So not only is they suing her for their part and their portions of the money, but they want Faith Evans to be off, removed as manager from this LLC. Wow. He is also asking for a declaration that the Violetta Wallace Revocable Trust is a 50% member of the notorious BIG LLC moving forward. Wow. Man, you see what money will do? You see what money will do, boy? You know? Wow. Faith out here moving crazy, man. I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you already paid. You already rich. Why you tripping? You know, Biggie. You see Biggie name is still making deals. $200 million deal on the table. And Biggie died in 1997. His name holds so much money, so much value. Y'all see that? They still getting paid for the rest of their life. Rest of their life. It's another 100 million on the table. Man. And he about to be gone 30 years. And still, you know what I'm saying? That's the real king of this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the real king of this thing, man. Ain't no other kings in this rap game. They siblings. Ain't no other kings in this rap thing. They siblings. Faith Evans, man. Let's take off the green screen. Faith Evans. Faith Evans, boy. Mm. I smash the like button. Y'all coming to the building. What's up? It's your boy Kavion. I'm in here. Hey, yeah, but, you know, everybody, man, like a lot of people is guilty of the Mann Act. If that's the case, everybody needs to be locked up, bro. Everybody's guilty of the Mann Act. Everybody on IG, social medias, these dating websites, ain't they doing the Mann Act? Ain't that the Mann Act? You on a social media website, a dating website, and you meet a girl from another state, and you fly her out to your state, and you give her money, and you have sex with her, you take her shopping, and she go back home to her state. Ain't that the Mann Act? Ain't that the Mann Act? So why is Diddy in jail if everybody else is doing the Mann Act? Like I said, on these dating websites, you go to IG, you fly out an IG model, whatever, you give her money, you sleep with her. Ain't that the Mann Act? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of that. If that's the case, let's keep it 100. Why is Diddy be in charge? If everybody is doing this thing, man, why is dating websites allowed? It says local. You could pick local people, but then you could go and and talk to people from other states, and you got to fly them in, or you got to drive to them to see them. You got to see them. Did you commit the Mann Act by going to another state to see a female? Like, the laws, you need to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at it that way. Ain't that why these dating websites is up? Ain't that why these dating websites is up? for you to go meet people in different states and have sex with them. What are we talking here? What are we talking about? What is the man act? I go meet a female in a different state. I might give her money. I have sex with her. That's a felony. That's a felony. Then you better lock up all of Hollywood. Better lock up all these A-list celebrities who's doing that every day. It just stops at Diddy, or you targeting him and don't care about everybody else who do it. So you grab one and let 1,000 get by. Make it make sense? You grab one and 1,000 go by you. I don't know. It's just I look at things from a real perspective, bro. Everybody do the man act. I'm guilty of it. Meeting chicks in other states and I give her money or whatever. I have sex with her and I come back home. Is that the man act? Am I guilty of it? That's regular stuff. Like, why was that law erected in the first place? Why was that law erected in the first place? That's regular stuff. Like, funny times we in, man. Y'all really gotta question these things, man. Y'all just don't just fall for everything you see, man. You really gotta question this stuff, man. Really question these things, man. A lot of y'all just see it and just go along to get along. I ain't a go along to get along person, man. I'm gonna speak what's true and what's real, yo. We all guilty of the man act. We are all guilty of it, man. If you met your wife in another state and you brought her back here and you got with the man act. Oh man, bro. But somehow they're gonna try to hit Diddy with the maximum for something that everybody do. And y'all gonna just accept it, which is wrong, bro. Which is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Which is wrong. He wasn't trafficking, nothing. It was all consensual, bro. I was listening to the one of the workers who was dealing with Cassie, and the stuff he said, it was like, yo, she was with it more than Diddy. You gotta understand. She said Diddy had a small thing. Cassie said Diddy had a small thing, so they will go on the websites and look for people with big things, and Diddy would get turned on by watching, somebody destroy Cassie, and she was loving it, man. They would, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. She's not a victim, bro. She is not a victim in this. The stuff I heard, the stuff he was saying, she was no victim, bro. So we all, a lot of people fall for the stuff they hear. They don't even question it. They just go along and just go with the narrative, bro. Oh, he says she's not a victim. He's cold-hearted. Nah, that's the truth. That's the truth. She would do it without being present. What that say? She was giving orders. Say this, do that, dress like this. Come on. That's not a victim mentality to me, homie. It's not a victim mentality, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a victim mentality, man. What is the man act? What is the man act? And anybody, if they feel salty about you, they want to get you, they could throw you under the man act easily, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. We really got to question the stuff that's out here, man. Question it. Question it. You see how the media was writing down on Diddy, that life sentence? Now, you imagine if he got convicted of life sentence and he got convicted of all of this. they'd have still been talking about him till this day. They fell back. They don't talk about Diddy no more. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Like, they wanted him to get life. They was praying Diddy get life, so they could glorify it and. But at the end of the day, bro, what is the Mann Act? And why didn't he get bail? Like he should have given him. See, that's the stuff that goes over law and justice, bro. I'm so mad. I'm not gonna give you bail, even though you know the RICO is off the table, which makes the crime a damn misdemeanor. But I'm still not gonna give you bail. Still not gonna give you bail, even though it's a misdemeanor now. The life sentences that's gone. Now what's hanging over your head is misdemeanors, and the judge still not give you bail. They salty, bro. Look for them to try to hit him with most October, bro, which they can't, cause he's a level one. He's level one in their system. You can't give him the max. He's level one. It's his first offense. You can't max somebody out on their first offense on a level one. See, that's why the media understand. I gotta fall back from this. You know, you know what I'm saying? All the programs in there. Get the GED programs if you don't got your GED. You got the college programs in there. You got the RDAP programs in there. You stay out of time. You stay out of trouble. Shave off all that time off your record, bro. You be home in no time. Just March, I remember you. Just March, what's up? Shave off that, you be home in no time. That's why the media was. But I'm like, a life sentence for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just a life sentence for something that everybody do. If that's the case, you gotta drain the swamp. Don't just grab one alligator. Drain the whole swamp. Drain the swamp, bro. Drain the whole swamp. Take them all down. Don't just grab one. Again, it's for that liquor company, and that liquor company try to just, flaunt their muscle, flaunt their strength, show Diddy. Remember, that liquor company owns Ciroc. They own Ciroc. And they was giving Diddy hundreds of millions, bro. Y'all seen the video I did yesterday, or the live stream I did yesterday. Is Diddy still a billionaire? Nah, that liquor company, and then all of that. So, and Diddy and Kanye, they linking up. Diddy said when he get out, he's linking up with Kanye. We're gonna do an album together. We're gonna do. Kanye's gonna add him to his clothing line, Yeezy. Diddy said Kanye was the only one who stood by me. So when I'm out of this situation, I'm back in the free world. Diddy said I'm only linking up with Kanye. Kanye and Diddy gonna be doing some big things. y'all could imagine that? Ye and Diddy. Oh man, oh man. Well, like, how long y'all think that's gonna last? Before they start getting mad at each other. They both got egos. They both, I give it a couple months. But yeah, man, Ye gonna add him to his clothing line. So basically, Ye gonna, they're both gonna feed off each other to spring. You know what I mean? So look for the Ye and Diddy collaboration. Is going down. When Diddy gets out, he said he's reaching primarily out to Ye, only Ye, because he named Ye as the only one who held him down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the media, man. Let's talk about the media and the Diddy case. You see how when the trial was going on, before the trial, all the jokes and all that stuff they had, they quiet. They quiet, man. We in July, August, September, 3 months. They should have gave him the bill. Say, you know what I'm saying? Just Just take your losses, bro. Take your losses. But nah, we're gonna deny you. Even though the judge asks him, yo, you wanna go home? How you ask me if I wanna go home, but then don't let me go home? Oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there, judge. You asked me, do I wanna go home? I see, man, I didn't even, Diddy didn't even answer the judge. Diddy just shake his head like, yeah, man, what you think? What you think, judge? You think I don't want to go home? Think I want to be here? The fuck? Then that's how the media is, man. Shout out to y'all, man. If y'all waking up, we always up. Got the Bob Marley shirt on. No woman, no cry. I got a couple of these Bob Marley shirts. But if you want it, cash at me. You know what I'm saying? You see it? Got a couple Bob Marley shirts. You see the lion, and you got Bob Marley right there. See, Bob Marley face. Got the lion. Got a couple of these Bob Marley shirts. You know what I'm saying? We keep the shirts on deck. We keep the shirts on deck, man. Got all kinds of shirts that's, still in the wrapper, brand new. This is the other Bob Marley t-shirt. The one I'm wearing now. You see the lion right here? This is the one I'm wearing. This is the one I'm wearing right here. It's wrapped up, ready to go. Got the tags on it and everything. This is the other Bob Marley vest for the females. This is for the females. It's a Bob Marley vest. Got all kinds of stuff, man. This is another Bob Marley. Like I said, I got a lot of Bob Marley stuff. This is Bob Marley. You see his face there. And then it got his lyrics on the other side of the t-shirt. So this is Free Our Minds, Bob Marley t-shirt. I got Atari stuff for the consoles, old school Atari shirts. I got Jack Daniels shirts with the tags on it. Jack Daniels with the tags. And that's just a few. I got hundreds more. You got slippers too, and I got slippers too. Got the Star Wars slippers. Got the Star Wars slippers. Brand new. Got everything. Slippers. Got them all. I'm shipping out right to you. You hustlers for real. All these got tags. Still, hustlers for real. So, we don't just talk, bro. We don't just talk. We actually, I'll go pull out the evidence. We really get to the bag, man. I don't know about the other people, but I just know me. I can't speak for everybody else. I speak for me. Appreciate y'all for being in the building. Faith Evans is being sued. If you just came into the building, Faith Evans is being sued by the Wallace Estate for withholding funds that she did in a previous deal, and the deal was for over $100 million. Faith Evans withheld the paperwork for this deal, so she wasn't going to break them off nothing. In layman's terms, because she had a 50-50 partnership with Violetta Wallace, Biggie's mother. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna split the money, split whatever deals they got going on down the middle. Now Faith Evans took it upon herself after Biggie's mother died to ink this deal and leave everybody in the dark. After his mother died, that's a wicked woman. She was all about the money, man. She ain't never care about Biggie. Never, not one day. Could just see it. She don't ever care about him. You know, she probably thought Biggie was gross. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Faith probably thought Biggie was the grossest thing ever. I'm just there for the money. And you know, and Biggie mother passed away. You inked the deal. You know, you try to do a forceful takeover. Biggie gone, his mother gone, his grandmother not around. Faith tried to do a hostile takeover. That's your Faith Evans for you. She's being sued right now. Faith tried to do a hostile takeover. Try to ink a deal, over $100 million deal. That's insane. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for you to withhold from the Violetta Wallace Estate. That's his mother, man. You know, you just somebody, you look at you as money hungry. I always knew that. I'm like faithing with Biggie for him, you know. I peeped the vibes. I'm like, she just there for the bag. She's there for a come up. She just there along for the ride. Soon as he died, she went to Biggie's best friend, some buff looking dude, some slim and shape looking dude. That was it for the fat guys. You see that? See, I mean, you see how that was? That was it for the fat guys. Now, it would have been genuine if she went and got with another fat dude who looked like Biggie. And I'd have been like, okay, she have a type. She like fat dudes who, you know. But she went, as soon as Biggie died, she went straight to some slim, buff dude. Fake, man. Out of here, man. Who you fooling, man? Try that with somebody else. Sorry. That ain't gonna work with me. Sorry. You just there for the bag. I get it. You don't care about Biggie. You just there for the bag. You just there for the bag. You know, like majority of the females. You just there for the money, man. They don't care about you. Majority of the females don't care about you. You're just there for the money. I'm just there for the money. Hoping you drop dead cause your name in a will cause her name in a will somewhere. You know her name, so she know. Once this fool drop dead, I get all the money. RC, salute to you, man. Appreciate you for being in the building. Faith knew that, that once Biggie dropped dead, I could control this. His mother's old. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hostile takeover, man. You know what I'm saying? And Faith Evans is hiding the numbers. She's hiding the numbers from the Violetta Wallace Estate. Yo, salute to you, smarter than your average. Salute to y'all, Mod gang. I see y'all in the building. What's up, Mod? Faith is hiding the numbers from the Violetta Wallace Estates. She's hiding the numbers. Why hide the numbers? You know what I'm saying? Ain't we a 50-50 partnership? Ain't this a business that's supposed to be fully transparent? We in business together. Why cut me out? Faith, why cut me out the deal? Over 100 million and you cutting people out the deal? You wicked woman, man. You is wicked. You is wicked, man. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to eat. Faith eat. The Wallace Estate to eat. Y'all eat for the rest of your life. But don't let the money make y'all do underhanded stuff where now the Wallace estate gotta sue Faith. They gotta sue you and gotta do this. Yeah, Diddy was a crook. Diddy, I would never do business with Diddy. Like, if you know Diddy's track record and you still did business with Diddy, was it Diddy's fault? You know what I'm saying? If if we all knew Diddy was a crook, would you still do business with a crook? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's like you know, now it's like you get mad that a snake bites you. That's a snake. A snake is gonna bite you, no matter what. It's a snake. Like even a snake could tell you. If a snake could talk, and you ask a snake, "Yo, snake, why you bite me, snake?" The snake would tell you, "Cause you know I'm a snake. You know I'm a snake. So why would you ask me, why would I bite you? I'm gonna bite you. I'm a snake." Same thing with Diddy. He's a crook. So you can't ask a crook, "Yo, crook, why you scam me?" Well, you know I'm a crook. You know what I mean? You know the deal, bro. You anybody who know you never do business with Diddy. You know, like when I wanted to be a rapper and I was pursuing my thing, I knew never to sign with Bad Boy, never to sign with Diddy specifically. I knew that. My crew knew that, and we from New York. We know if Diddy come to us with a never, never, bro, never sign with. Diddy did everybody wrong. Diddy was the only one who came out a millionaire. Diddy was the only one who came out a millionaire. You know, who else came out a millionaire under Diddy? You know, well, like who else came out a millionaire under Diddy? Diddy's not up. Who else came out a millionaire under Diddy? It's just so look. Okay, so we got 112, Faith Evans, Mace, Biggie, Mario Winans, The Locks, Toto, B5, Black Rob, Carl Thomas, Cassie, Craig Mack, French Montana, Shine, The Band, Day 26, Danity Kane. All of these people, right? Who came out a millionaire? You gotta watch the track record for you business with somebody. Not one of them. And the one who did blew up the biggest, he dead. Biggie, he dead. He dead. The one who did make the most noise, he dead. And everybody who was alive under Diddy, they became pastors. They became Muslims. They became imams. They became Buddhists. They became Dalai Lamas dealing with Diddy. What did they see that make them become Dalai Lamas, Buddhas, monks, Muslims, pastors? What did they see, man? Come on, man. What did they see? Living life, always trying to improve, attempted to stay positive. Yeah, that's Marge chopping it up, man. RC and Smarter Than Your Average chopping it up in the chat. That's my Marge, man. It's nothing but love over here. It's a love community, man. You know, get your mind out of the gutter, all that. It's love here, man. Real love. Brotherhood, sisterhood. No freaky. No Diddy. No Diddy. But it's a real brotherhood here, man. You know what I'm saying? You come here, congregate, talk about what you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But you know, every day I'm blocking trolls. I had to block a couple trolls earlier today. As soon as I went live, we got the trolls coming in. Every day I'm blocking trolls. Let's not get it twisted, bro. Trolls be in here. I'll be on them. every day. My block list getting strong too. You heard? Hmm? Either get with the program that we got around here, or you move around. Straight up, you move around. Get with the program or move around. But yeah, man, Diddy is not a good person. I would never do business with a person whose track record already shows you who they are. So you can't go into that thinking you're going to be the one that he ain't going to screw over. No, he's going to screw over you too. If he screwed over his ace boom coon, Biggie, he knew Gene Deal had to ride on the side of the truck. Diddy knew the responsibility for Biggie coming back home, it lies on me. So for me to deny Gene Deal to do his job, ride on the side of this truck with the guns. I got the ride on the side of the truck. I got this the last call that came in. Yo, vest up. They coming for y'all. We in LA. This is the last call. Yo, last morning. Yo, vest up. Gene Deal, yo, Diddy. I got to ride on the side of this truck, bro. It's real right now. It's real right now. Trolls walk in and get dragged out. Hell yeah, man. We, boom, sent him to space. Send him to Mars somewhere. Let him go, let him, we take him out the orbit, man. I ain't gonna trip out. But you start to be racist, you got to go, homie. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. Yeah, but Gene Deal, man. Diddy. Diddy, Diddy, Diddy's not a nice person. Like I never respected Diddy. I still don't respect Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that, he allowed Gene Deal not to do his job. Because Gene Deal said, yo, you're going to deny me from doing my job? He said, yo, Gene Deal, if you don't get your ass in this truck, you never will work for Bad Boy again. You never work for Bad Boy again if you don't get your ass in this truck. Gene Deal got inside the truck. They ran them lights. Biggie and them stop at the light. And March 9th, like Fred the Godson said, March 9th, I never liked box Suburbans. Since March 9th, I never liked the box Suburbans. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Imagine Diddy showing up to bail out Pac. That would not have went well. Nonetheless, Suge coming to get Pac out of prison led to Pac president. Man, Pac just sat down. Yeah, in that situation, Pac already had it in his mind that, that Bad Boy had something to do with this. Biggie wanted to go up to see him in the hospital. When Pac got shot in New York, Biggie wanted to go see him in the hospital, but they told Biggie, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. They could have squashed this whole thing, bro. Suge Knight started a Death Row East, bro. Suge Knight wanted to have a meeting to squash this East and West things, or whatever the media called it, East and West. It was just a situation between two parties. Suge Knight called a meeting. Guess who didn't show up to the meeting to squash it? Guess who didn't show up to the meeting to squash this little situation? Suge Knight said I could mold them back to being friends. It was just a little misunderstanding. Diddy did not show up to the meeting. Diddy didn't want to squash this stuff. Diddy wanted to keep it going. It was a Death Row East. It was a Death Row East. They were showing love to the East Coast. Suge Knight told Tupac, yo, on that Hit 'Em Up song, not dissing the whole East Coast, Pac was instructed, yo, talk to everybody you got issues with on that Hit 'Em Up. So he was naming them by, you know what I mean? It wasn't the whole East Coast. He just had issues with these people that Suge Knight tell him, yo, name the people you got issues with on that song. Call him out. It wasn't the whole East Coast. You know what I mean? But people so simple minded that they don't see it that way. It was a death row East out here, ready to farm up. But Diddy stopped that. Diddy didn't want peace. Suge Knight wanted peace. They want to make money. Got a death row West, death row East, see to grab up East Coast artists. You know what I mean? And it would have been love. It would have been love. I don't even know about that. Diddy throwing, yeah, Diddy was, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a small misunderstanding, man. Diddy could have squashed it if he went to the meeting. It was a meeting, man. Diddy ain't want to go. Diddy ain't show up. Diddy ain't show up to the meeting, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, Diddy is, Diddy is not a good person. Like I've been saying, Diddy ain't a good person, bro. Look how much stuff he's linked to. And now he's linked to Biggie's son. Biggie's son. Let's talk about that one. Let's bring it up. Now, Diddy and Biggie's son is nasty, man. It's a nasty thing, man. If it's true, man, Diddy and Biggie's son. Y'all heard about that one? Diddy and Biggie's son, what they doing? What Diddy got Biggie's son doing? Y'all heard about that? It's so much news going on out here, man. It's so much news going on out here, man. It's just so much news, man. Diddy got Biggie's son involved in sexual assaults with him, bro. This what they said. C.J. Wallace, the son of the late legend, the notorious B.I.G., has been accused of playing a role in an alleged sexual assault involving Diddy. So Biggie's son is accused. According to a new lawsuit filed earlier this month, the plaintiff, identified in court documents only as John Doe, so this is a guy. It's not Jane Doe, it's John Doe, claims he was lured to a Revolt TV location in 2020 under false pretenses by Wallace and others. So he's saying Biggie's son lured him to a Revolt TV location in 2020. Transportation for the plaintiff to the Revolt TV location was allegedly arranged by the Combs Corporation. So transportation, the trucks and all of that is going to come to you under Combs Corporation. The lawsuit states, once at the site, Doe claimed the situation took a disturbing turn. Upon arrival, the alleged victim says he was ambushed by a group of men, including Wallace, which is Biggie's son, who forcibly took him to a private room where Diddy was waiting. So Diddy is like the last boss in this whole thing. So Biggie's son and a couple men took him into a room where Diddy was waiting. It sounds like some crazy sick stuff. According to the complaint, as several of the attackers allegedly held the plaintiff's head, so while they're in a room with Diddy, they holding the plaintiff's head. Combs is said to have attempted to force the plaintiff to perform oral sex on him while threatening him with future associations and dealings with the Combs Corporation. So they said Biggie's son and a couple men was pushing his head down into Combs' lap where he started to give Diddy head. And Diddy was threatening him with future associations. Crazy work. The plaintiff further alleges that after the assault, he was able to flee and run to the transportation provided. C.J. Wallace, Charlie Mack, and several others were waiting and transported him back home. So after the assault done, he flee and they transported him back home. It's a That's another lawsuit Biggie's son is involved in. That's sick. Damn, CJ Wallace accused. Yeah, that's sick. First you got the man killed. Now you corrupting his son? You was a bastard, man. If that's true, bro. Cause if I'm CJ Wallace, bro, if I'm Biggie's son, and I do my own research and I do my own homework and I go and watch that Gene Deal video, The Last Big Night, and I see my father's last moments, like what was going on. My father's last moments, how Diddy didn't care, how Gene Deal didn't care, how they just ran the lights and left them, how they just didn't communicate and tell them, yo, run them lights. We all running the lights. If all of this plays into my mind, I'm, I'm a see a setup in action. I would not deal with Diddy no more. So for this is crazy, man. That's insane work, bro. Biggie's son, you got Biggie's son involved in your escapades. Biggie's son, remember, you ejaculated on a Biggie shirt and you threw it on somebody's lap. You ejaculated on a Biggie's t-shirt and threw it on a guy's lap. Hence the saying that Tupac said, we bust them bad boy. They F for life. So you was acting out of Tupac lyrics. We bust some bad boy. They F for life. Cause you busting a Biggie t-shirt. You sick bastard. You was a sick bastard. I watched interviews online. They said Diddy was going around asking different, gay Diddy had been exposed and chopped over. Yeah, man. Diddy get the power out of turning out straight men. That's why he asked you, are you gay? And if you're not, he gonna try a way to turn you out, or just try to see by touching you and see how far he could go. And now if you laughing and you key about it, he know you got a price. You could be bought. Now if you out the gate, you say, yo, Diddy, I ain't with none of that funny stuff, none whoop whoop whoop. He know he can't play around with you. So he see how far he could take it. And he see if who more open to it. Damn right. Pac was talking about pistol play. Now what Diddy? yo, yo, bro. Like everybody in the '90s knew what Diddy was on, bro. Like we all knew Diddy was on this stuff, bro. This ain't nothing new. Now that they got social media, it's kind of new. But if you came up in the '90s, bro, you knew what time Puff was on, bro. Let's keep it 100, bro. We knew how Puff gave it up. But I know he was still doing it well into his 50s. I'm like, dang, he's still doing this stuff. Like when I see the baby oil and the freak offs, in my mind, I'm like, he's still doing that? We knew that for back in the day. But I'm like, dang. you know? Yeah, we said that what Diddy was on. Diddy was thinking the other bus. We bust some bad boy. He thinking that one. Pac was thinking. Diddy took his lyrics and acted that shit out. Yo, crazy. Once you messed up, oh, bro, bro. Now Suge Knight is looking like a human compared to Diddy, bro. And it always been that way, bro. Suge Knight is more human compared to Diddy, bro. All these years, bro, we thought Suge Knight was the worst of the two, bro. Gonna find out, bro, Suge Knight ain't the worst of the two. It's Diddy. It was Diddy, bro. But Diddy's so slick and cunning that he had you fooled, bro. You thinking, he's a sheep, but he's a wolf disguised as a sheep, bro. He'll come, peace, 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 brother love, brother love. Come on, man. Y'all fought for that. Y'all fell for the brother love, peace, peace. Yeah, all right. Miss me with that, homie. I know the real you. I know the real Puff Daddy. I know Puff, not Diddy, not Brother Love. I know Puff Daddy. And look for Diddy to change his name again. Look for Diddy to change his name again. Because every time you get caught up in some scandal, anything that could mess up your image, guess what he do? He changed his name. He went from Puff Daddy to Diddy to Brother Love. What's next? What you gonna call yourself now? What you gonna call yourself? You always change your name. It's like a snake that shed their skin, try to be somebody new. You still a snake. You still a snake, even though you shed your skin, homie. Even though you change your name, homie. You still Puff. I don't care how many name changes you got. You still Puff Daddy, homie. I think you said it best, K. Diddy had so much money, he tried. Yeah, bro, he tired of that conventional. That stuff get boring. That one female in a bed, he don't want that. He got too much money. Okay, I want to try. I want to try men now. Ooh, I like men. Now, once you go there, I don't think you can ever come back. So he went off into the further abyss. I like men, and I like men to screw my wife while I watch. So he's a cuckold. He like men to screw his wife while he watch, and then you know what I mean. Y'all see how we keep taking up further? He went further. I like men who ejaculate in a cup and have my wife smear it all over my chest. Pause. You see the escalation, bro? I'm dead serious. He had men ejaculate in a cup, and he and Cassie go in a different room, and he be drinking it, putting it all over his chest, rubbing it all over his. That man said it. He said it, bro. He said what he did to them, bro. Stuff Daddy. Stuff Daddy. Stuff Daddy in the building. You love stuffing shit in your ass. Oh, you Stuff Daddy. It's a Stuff Daddy. Oh, it's stuffing something up there, homie. Stuffy. Stuffy. Yo, Stuffy, what up? Oh, man. You gonna change his name again. You better call yourself Stuffy. Stuff Daddy. Yo. Diddy ain't bisexual, man. Diddy full gay, man. Respectfully, man. Diddy been that way since the 90s, homie. Andre Harrell. That's relationships. Farnsworth Bentley. That's relationships, homie. That ain't bisexual. Diddy just know how to mess up mess up the pool for everybody. You going over there, then you coming back sleeping with females. That's messing up the pool, bro. Pick a side. You can't jump. Nah, bro. Pick a side, bro. You want to deal with them? You want to deal with females, bro? Don't be dipping with them and come. Nah, bro. You was in full relationships, bro. Full relationships with men. I can't call you Bob, bro. I gotta call it what it is. You with the pink T-shirt with Andre Harrell. Come on, man. Let me pull this stuff up, man. Unless my phone died. You lucky. My phone died. You lucky. Yeah, man. And this is stuff I seen in the early 90s, homie. That let me know that, he's a full-blown freak. A freak will screw anything with a hole. That's what Diddy did. Anything with a hole, Diddy gonna screw. That is a full-blown freak. J-Lo, Cassie, and Kim Porter. Yeah, but he's a freak. Guys, everything. Everything, bro. He's a freak. As long as you got a hole, bro, he with it. That's insane to me. Anything he'll screw. Anything, bro. Diddy got to sit his ass down, man. You too old for this. Sit your ass down somewhere. See, the universe got a way of humbling you, freaky bastards. The universe got a way of humbling you, freaky bastards. Either you're going to be in jail or you're going to be in lawsuits. Shannon Sharp, Diddy, and whoever else. The universe got a way of balancing out you freaky bastards. Yeah, got a way of balancing them out. And y'all gotta learn, man. Y'all gotta learn. You got a way of balancing it out. Got a way of balancing it out, bro. Woman probably didn't care. Yeah, they don't care, bro. They don't care, bro. They don't care. They don't give a damn. As long as you got money, they ready to be slutted out, bro. It's sad to say, but the daughters of Zion has been corrupted by this world, bro. Our daughters of Zion has been corrupted by the world. That any amount of money they ready to do debauchery. They ready, you know what I'm saying? For any amount. They don't care. They don't care. There's money involved. They would do it. You know, like the sex worker said, this beautiful woman Cassie had me doing the most diabolical stuff to her. He said this beautiful woman had me the stuff he was saying, I'm like, wow. I'm like, damn. That's what they do, man. That's what they do for the money, man. That's why you got a price tag. Somebody could bend you over and have you biting a pillow. Just cause you got a price tag, homie. I don't got a price. So nobody could bend me over and have me biting no goddamn pillow. Respectfully. I don't got a price. But if you got a price, they could. And they're gonna name your price. And guess what? You're gonna do it. Cause this is the name your price tool. This is the name your price generation. The name your price era. Name your price. Alright, bend over. Bite this pillow. You know what I mean. Come on, man. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Yeah, man. She was normal. Diddy turned Cassie out. Of course, man. You you mess with Diddy, he gonna turn you out. Cassie was normal, man. In a normal relationship with Ryan Leslie. She was with Ryan Leslie. Then she got with Diddy. And whoo-wee. Lord child. You get with Diddy, Lord child. He said the Diddy. Ha! He said she fell up under the Diddy law. That's for real, the Diddy law. Lord child. She got that Diddy law. You know? Yeah, man. Yes, sir. But yo, let me charge up my phone, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the building. I gotta charge up these other phones too, man. I got two phones, I gotta charge them up. I appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all hit the like, subscribe button. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all in a few. Let's charge this up. But yeah, man, Faith Evans is being sued by the Biggie estate for withholding a deal she just did after Biggie's mother died in February. She died in February. Biggie died in March. Heartbreaking. As soon as she died, Faith inked the deal, signed the deal, kept the Wallace estate in the dark. They found out she signed the deal. They want the paperwork and they want her name off the Wallace estate as manager. So they want to discontinue with Faith. And how much was this deal? Over $100 million. Definitely. Get the hell out of here. Faith Evans, we don't want nothing to do with you no more. You part Biggie family, you the wife. But we are Biggie family for real. This is the estate of the Wallaces. You just a money hungry wife. You're gonna take your name off of this, cause listen, man, Faith is a wicked woman, man. That's why y'all see the title. I appreciate y'all for being here. But y'all go back to the stream and see how I broke it down. How Faith Evans is being sued by the Wallace estate. Ain't nobody talking about this but me. And that's what I like. I like to touch on stuff that ain't nobody doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my own lane anyway. I'm in my own world, doing my own thing. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good morning. I'll be back. RC, Derrick Jackson, smarter than your average. All my mods, holla.